This is Let Us Interrupt You, episode 46.
Yeah.
Just trying to adjust my bangs here. My hair's a little bit.
Who cares about your bangs?
Why don't I look like a 12-year-old?
Shut up. You are a 12-year-old.
The camera, this is terrible. We gotta get up there, camera for this. But anyway, this is episode 46 here of Let Us Interrupt You here on YouTube, here on
Drink your water.
May 14th, 2022. He is Michael Smith.
Yep.
I am Joseph Olivo. We got a lot of Game 7s going on this weekend. Bruins for the first time, the Suns for the first time ever, having a Game 7 in the same weekend, same time. Well, not the same time, because technically it's now.
Different time, same thing.
Basically, yeah. Anyway, however, the Bruins unfortunately got eliminated in a Game 7 today. They lost 3-2 to the Hurricanes. They forced I know. I did have the Hurricanes win this series. I had them sweeping the Bruins. I will admit that.
How dare you?
That's kind of bad. Well, I mean, to be fair, the Bruins were all out of it already. They weren't really that motivated in playing the playoff mode anyway. They somehow managed to get the 3 wins in Boston, which was kind of shocking.
How
They've
dare
been Hurricanes all year long, spanked their asses. So that's that. Unfortunately, they lost 3-2 this afternoon. Not a good day for the Bruins overall. They were up one. I believe they were only down 2-1. It was 3-1 late in the third period. The Bruins were able to score again at that point. I don't know what he's doing to my mic.
Gotta fix it.
Anyway,
this figures you don't know how to work them.
No, I know how to work a microphone.
No, you don't.
I think you're screwing around with my
No, that's how you got it.
I know it was
It's
fine.
right like that.
It was fine before.
No, it wasn't.
Anyway,
Keep off camera.
okay. Anyway, it wasn't even on the camera.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't.
Bro, I'm looking at the screen.
Okay. So,
Mhm.
And Terravin scored a goal for the Hurricanes. Domi got a goal for the Hurricanes. DeBrusque got a goal for the Bruins. Domi got another goal. Anyway, Pasternak got a goal for the Bruins. It was late during the third period. It was basically a desperation goal. They could not tie the game and force into overtime right now. So the Bruins did lose the game and now are officially eliminated from the postseason. Here's a lot of questions about the Bruins.
Drink water.
Anyway, this is a question about the Bruins. Are they, as far as the whole relationship with Bruce Cassidy and the general manager Don Sweeney, is it over? Is it time for them to pack it up and sail out of Boston? And I've been saying this now for a while. I think it's time. I think it's time for Don Sweeney
To put me in charge.
Okay, not that.
I mean, I don't watch hockey, so.
Well, yeah. But for Don Sweeney, look, he was there long enough. They haven't successfully won a cup since 2010. Bruce Cassidy has not successfully won a cup with the Bruins. Last year, they were second-round elimination in New York and Long Island against the Islanders. This time around here, they couldn't get out of the first round against the Hurricanes. And yes, they forced a 7-game series. But was this today a must-win? Well, of course it was. Of course it was a must-win today. Yeah. I think realistically here, it's time for Bruce Cassidy to move on. It's time for him to resign. If he doesn't resign, I think they should let him go here, part ways. They should part ways with Sweeney. And I think the next head coach, in my opinion, is Barry Trotz, the former Stanley Cup winner with the Washington Capitals back in 2018. Mm-hmm. I think he didn't get a fair rap in Washington. Or not Washington, sorry. In New York with the Islanders. I don't think he got a fair chance there with them there. I think this is the only time they missed a postseason with him as a head coach. I'm surprised they got fired. Probably pretty much the dumbest firing for the Islanders, I think, in my opinion. But yeah, anyway, Bruins lost today. So that's that. I mean, what's next for the Bruins? Well, I think Bergeron is going to retire. Martian's going to stick around for a little bit longer. As far as Swayman goes and Ullmark at this point, is Ullmark going to get moved? Is he going to get traded? Is he going to be a free agent? I don't know. They're going to keep him around till for the next 2 or 3 years. I'm not sure. Personally, I think Swayman's your guy. I mean, this was a competitive game today, competitive Game 7. And you know what? The Hurricanes survived at home. They're undefeated at home so far. They're 0-3 on the road. It's just that simple. Bruins, unfortunately, are 0-3, or 0-4, I should say, during the road trip. So there you go. That's that in a nutshell. Tom Brady, as we move on from hockey to football news, this is actually really good football news. Tom Brady is going to be joining Fox Sports, and he's already signed a 10-year deal when he retires. So by the end
$375 million.
It's unbelievable.
I'm pretty sure that's more than everything he's made in the NFL so far.
Yes, that's true. Brady's only made about $305 million so far. He'd be making another 20-something million this year.
And then again, he's also got other endorsements and stuff, so
he's pretty much set. But this is to keep his name alive. And I think, honestly, look.
No matter what, he's going to be, he's going to be relevant.
He's Tom Brady. He's the only quarterback to ever go to 10 Super Bowls.
Mhm.
Might go to his 11th this year.
He holds almost every single record.
Pretty much. There's no other way of looking at it. If people are gonna think he's not gonna make it, like I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I don't know how good he's gonna be at this thing. I gotta be honest. He'll show a lot of perspective with it, but a lot of people say he's dry. I think he's dry too. No offense. I really don't think. I think he's dry. I think he's like Peyton Manning with a Manning cast, just kind of dull. He's trying to be too corny sometimes. I think he try and
Hey, sometimes corny is good.
Yeah, but it depends if like you're drawing in the viewership.
Yeah, it depends on like how you deliver it too. So
and how you deliver it too. I think Brady's a little dry. I will admit that. Brady's still the greatest quarterback of all time. There's no doubt about it. I think he belongs as making a perspective as a general manager, more than owner of a team, and not much as a broadcaster. We'll see what happens down the road here. He's gonna get the hugest broadcasting deal in the history of broadcasting. So there you go. That's a big, massive contract right now. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, and this is my hot take of the night. You're looking at the future broadcaster right here in this kid who's going to top that deal. Brady's going to do 10 years. Give me 20 years, $600 million. I'm calling it right now.
I'll say I doubt that, but
20 years, $500 million. And I'm going to tell you why.
No, it's weird because like sometimes professional athletes they go right to the broadcast booth throughout their career. Sometimes they make more.
No, I know they do, but
it's so weird that sometimes they make more than actual professional broadcasters, even though they've had no experience with it.
Well, here's the thing. You're looking at a guy who's got the vision of the football field, the analysis, the way things are played out right now, and he's been around for a long period of time. So it makes sense here for their experience to be shown in that broadcasting.
Yeah,
field.
but also
When
you pull something up too, like
more money.
When you pull something too, I think we talked about this last time. Like when Joe Green became a commentator.
I don't even think he made that much money. As a matter of fact, that the money that he actually made was nowhere close.
Oh, what I'm saying was like he sucked.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is Brady might be decent at it or good at it. I'm not gonna say he's the greatest of all time at it. Although the title of this episode is he to go to broadcasting. I mean, we'll see what happens. But
he already signed it, so
he signed the deal. He's gonna get the greatest contract of all time,
mm-hmm.
the greatest simp sucking deal of all time. I mean, you're getting 10 years, $400 million, where you basically could have extended Joe Buck's deal or sent Brady could have signed with ESPN. The problem is ESPN is not going to par $400 million to Tom Brady. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah,
that's never going to happen. ESPN is cheap when it comes down to it. They are cheap. CBS could have done it, but I think Tony Romo would have been jealous.
Yeah.
So you figure there because it would have been Jim Nantz and Tom Brady. If Romo had a chance right now at this point and he saw where Brady was going right now, he would ask for more money, and he probably has. I think he already had extended last year. When I think about it.
Yeah.
Because I think this past
Romo's actually been pretty good.
Oh yeah, Romo's really good. Romo's really good. Excellent by the booth. Let's see if Brady tops him. It's gonna be a ratings war between that because now you add in Jim Nantz and Tony Romo, and you got Kevin Burkhardt now, which by the way is the lead analysis now with Brady now, who's partnering up with him now, and it's gonna be a ratings thing going forward next year between Brady, Burkhardt, Fox versus CBS, Nantz, and Romo. That's how you got to look at it. But I'm the guy right now who's gonna tell like it is. Fox is getting better. CBS is starting to decline. That's my take. Whether people will agree with me or disagree with me on the whole thing, the only broadcasting team that keeps that alive, in my opinion, is Ian Eagle and whoever he's partnered up with, and Nantz and Romo. That's it. You take away Aikman and Buck at this point from Fox. At this point, it makes it a little bit better because it's bringing in new faces. You're bringing in a whole new approach here. And I like the whole new approach at this point. Tom Brady getting to 10 years, he deserves it, in my opinion. 10 years, $325 million. I look at it like this. I think he's going to be the next guy that does a John Madden thing, broadcast for the next 30, 35 years. I don't see how he doesn't. And I look at it like this anyway. Gisele's going to come out of retirement anyway, do her modeling thing. It's not like Brady's going to take a step back and basically step down for broadcasting, the thing he loves. I mean, and let's put it this way. This is a guy who basically retired for 40 days and couldn't live 40 days without football.
Yeah.
Let's think about it.
It's like, my kids.
Could you imagine
football.
Exactly. Could you imagine retiring from the broadcasting thing at this point? 10 years after he signed? No. It just wouldn't happen. He wouldn't last. He wouldn't even last a week. And that's after football season's over. So, just saying. Brady deserves a contract. He's one of the greatest of all time. We'll see how he is in the broadcasting booth. But you're looking at the kid right here who's going to top that deal. Guaranteed. Calling it like I see it. And I think realistically here right now, this is gonna probably get more players to get that deal after Brady. So this one they're gonna try to top Tom Brady. Brady's gonna ask for more money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna be one of those things right now where everyone's gonna jump at the opportunity to get Tom Brady in that broadcasting booth. NBC, ABC, ESPN, Fox Sports Still, CBS. The list goes on and on. Hulu, Apple TV, DirecTV, ESPNU, ESPN Deportes, TNT Deportes, TBS in the near future. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of broadcasting stations that would jump at the opportunity and like kiss ass to the bone. Get Tom Brady to be on your television.
Mm-hmm.
In that booth. So who knows? Maybe someday I'll be the lead analysis someday in the NFL. Who knows? Maybe I'll be the one to party up with Tom Brady someday. If Kevin Burkhart's up at Fox, sign me up. I'm the guy who is the voice of the voiceless, the voice of this podcast.
The voice? No, don't.
Yeah,
don't copy someone else's shtick.
No, he took my shtick a long time ago.
No.
Yeah.
No. Don't copy Sam Punk's shtick.
I said it back in 2006.
That's cap.
You can ask anybody from my high school, and they'll tell you I said that exactly.
I just did. They're like, that kid's bullshit.
You don't even know any of my high school friends.
I just talked to them.
Okay, cool.
They're like, that kid's bullshit.
Yeah.
I talked to Greg. He's like,
I don't have a Greg in my friends.
Yeah.
I don't have a Craig at all. There's no Greg.
Yeah.
In my high school.
I also talked to Billy.
There's no Billy.
Talked to Ryan too.
Well, there's a Ryan.
Yeah, he said that kid.
There's two Ryans actually. So which Ryan did you talk to?
Listen, Ryan the house.
You're so full of crap. Anyway, there are a lot of games on right now today. Currently, right now, the Lightning and the Maple Leafs tied at 1 apiece. You can watch that right now on TNT. And if you're watching us right now here on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe. If you're going to watch us later on, hit the like button and subscribe.
Buy my mix.
Or buy it's called Mike's Crib in Providence. That's his mixtape name. My Crib and PC. Cribbin and PC. Actually, no, Cribbin and PC. That's a good one.
Crippin and PC. Wait, what? Crippin and PC? Did you say Crip? What?
Sorry. What did I say? Crippin? Cribbin and
PC. Yeah. I heard Crippin.
Me.
I'm like, what?
Unbelievable. Anyway, Game 7s are on tomorrow. We have Bucks and Celtics on tomorrow, Game 7. Mavericks Suns playing tomorrow, Game 7. Mavericks won by 30 the other night against the Phoenix Suns. The Celtics won by 13 last night, 108-95. This is after the Celtics won Game 4 in Milwaukee, lost Game 5 to the True Holidays highway robbery, and Bobby Portis getting the tip shot in it in the TD Garden. And Jason Tatum had an MVP performance.
Tatum went off.
He had 46 points last night. Giannis Antetokounmpo had 4 points last night, 20 rebounds, 9 assists. Almost had a triple-double last night. But yeah, this was the story of the game last night. It was an all-out war. It was Giannis versus Jason Tatum. Tatum making baskets, Giannis driving the floor, making baskets, getting in your grill. I mean, but at the end of the day, the Celtics were able to prevail.
Yep.
They did not religiously lead once. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that.
They're still going to win the series.
Oh, yeah, the Celtics are going to still win the series. TD Garden is going to be banging tomorrow. Be fantastic. Phoenix, as far as we know, if they can survive Game 7, which right now a lot of people are doubting. I've heard a lot of doubts lately about Phoenix right now at this point, and whether they can survive their series. I think they do. I think it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got some the Memphis Grizzlies who lost last night. Their playoff run is over. They lost.
Well, that team's young, but they definitely have a bright future.
Oh, they definitely do.
Yeah,
they definitely do. The fact they were the number 2 seed this year, as far as they made it,
I don't think anyone expected that.
Nobody expected them to be a number 2 seed at all.
It was like John Morant last year, decent rookie year.
Yeah,
comes in this year, goes off.
And I can tell you this right now, if it wasn't an ankle injury, they probably would have won the series. They probably would have won the series. I don't think Golden State was that convincing last night. And I think Golden State just ran away with it because the Grizzlies were just too tired in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, say what you want about the Memphis Grizzlies, though, it was a fluke year. It wasn't a fluke year. They definitely got a bright future ahead of them. So, that's that. Anyway, so Game 7s are on tomorrow. We got some Game 7s on for hockey also still later on tonight. We also got the Kings and Oilers. Oh, and the Lightning just scored. It's now 2-1.
Go.
Not happy about that. I want Maple Leafs to win.
Go.
Yeah. I hate Tampa Bay, by the way.
Go.
Okay. Anyway.
You hate Tampa Bay?
I hate Tampa Bay.
So you hate the Bucks?
No, I like the Bucks.
That's racist.
No, here's why I like the Bucks. And this is before Brady even got there. I remember winning a bet with the Bucks.
Okay, what does a bet have to do about liking a team?
Because they helped me make some money. I made some money from a kid in elementary school.
You can make some money off of any bet. Even if you don't like the team, you can still make money off of them.
A lot of people were doubting me, though. And I proved them wrong.
Listen.
See, I like teams that prove me right. And history always goes to my advantage when it comes to sports bets. It always has. When you always bet on the team, you can always depend on them. It's perfect. Especially in the NFL. Especially in the NFL. College, you can't. College, and I would say hockey, you can't really say. Because it's
college is so predictable because
no, it really is. Well, football.
Look at most of the games in college
football. It is, but
look at most of the games in the college football season. Most of the teams are getting blown out. So it's the big schools against the lower ranked schools. Big schools.
I think it's after you play the little schools, so I think it gets interesting though.
If they face other top 25 teams,
yes.
That's when it gets interesting. But most of the time,
not when it comes to the.
Most of the time, it's just annihilation games against smaller schools.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Anyway, Phil Jackson was in the media this week. There was a lot of news about Phil Jackson this week.
Mm-hmm.
Basically saying LeBron James has to be traded out of Los Angeles Lakers. He's calling it right now. Calling like he sees it. He wants to trade away LeBron James and Russell Westbrook. Here's my opinion. I actually agree on Phil Jackson about this.
Actually,
LeBron James needs to get traded. Period. End of story.
Honestly, they should just rebuild entirely.
Exactly. The magic of LeBron James at this point and him being in Los Angeles, the joyride's over. Okay?
Yeah.
In reality, the joyride's over. The guy's got bad ankles now at this point. He's overstayed his welcome, in my opinion, in Los Angeles at this point. He won an NBA Finals title year and during a COVID year, so it really didn't even feel like an NBA Finals real win legitimately. Let's be honest, it really didn't. You had Anthony Davis, who gained 100 pounds, 155 pounds. He's so freaking fat and out of shape.
Mm-hmm.
And you got LeBron James, who's just basically sipping the Lakers for money. That's what it really comes down to it. They couldn't make any big splash moves during the trade deadline because of LeBron James' contract, Russell Westbrook's contract.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say the one thing I disagree with about Phil Jackson, though, in this whole thing, though, is
keeping Westbrook.
Keeping Westbrook. To me, that makes no sense. You're not going to build a team around Russell Westbrook. He's not going to want to restart all over again and basically tank. Like he had to
Is Westbrook still a good player? Yes.
It's debatable.
I don't get the slander on Westbrook. The year before, he was averaging a triple-double in the Wizards, right?
Okay. But then
comes to the Lakers.
But then you take the team to the
playoffs.
No,
they did.
Does he make a lot?
Didn't they make the playoffs? The Wizards last year?
No. They didn't make the playoffs last year.
Oh, I thought they did.
No,
but still,
they did the playoffs. Every year when a team makes the playoffs, they either lose in 5 games anyway. So it doesn't and really, let's be honest, it might as well be a sweep because the one meaningless playoff game win is just meaningless at this point. It really is. But all I gotta say about Russell Westbrook at this time right now in the NBA at this point is that it's never anybody else's fault. It's nobody else. It's everybody else's fault. It's never his fault. That's his MO, and that always pisses me off.
That's real about Russell Westbrook. Yes, he's still a great player. Definitely a Hall of Famer one day.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the time the blame has to go on him.
Yeah.
Because he's a ball hog.
Yeah.
Man averages a triple-double for what 4 seasons in a row.
Yeah. I will say this though, it's nice to average.
So basically, he's basically trying to do everything that he shouldn't be trying to do, if you know what I mean.
No, I know exactly what you mean. That's exactly what I'm
you got 14 other players on the roster. This dude's trying to do everything himself.
Yeah, it is kind of pathetic.
Yeah.
If you ask me, it's pathetic. I think the fact that and I would be able to pull up the article right now, but I'm not going to at this point. It's a long article for me to quote. I don't feel like quoting it. Phil Jackson, to me, in my opinion, should come back as a
but the hate on Westbrook, everyone acts like he's trash.
Oh, now he is.
Well, not completely trash. It's still
completely trashed, yeah, but not completely.
What do you average this year? 18, 8, and 8.
How many turnovers did he average this year? Average a lot of
True,
turnovers.
But still,
he
can still score. He can still rebound.
He misses easy dunks. He misses. Let's put it to you like this. He overthinks things.
He definitely overthinks things.
He overthinks things.
True.
He never can. I've watched every game this year that involved him this year, and there's not one possession where he does not redeem himself after he fucked up. It's insane.
He just turned over.
I can't understand why. But the way I see it, this whole honeymoon phase now with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook, it's done. It's over with. It was a mistake. And I love
it should have never happened to begin with.
And I love the fact how LeBron James denies the fact right now that there was expectations this year. Dude, you were favored to win the NBA Finals. You were favored to win the NBA.
Them and the Nets, and they both failed miserably.
That's like the biggest sin right there to say the LA media.
Honestly, this Lakers team has to be the biggest fail in NBA history. You got
there's worse, but I mean, I would say
no. This one because you got like 3 All-Star Davis,
caliber players,
All-Star players. Anthony Davis at one point was an MVP contender.
Yeah.
Probably still can be if he doesn't get injured all the time.
Or fat.
You got other like bench players, other great bench players. Got like some past All-Star players like Melo and what's his name? But yeah. You got all that talent. So of course the expectations are gonna be high.
Yeah.
But like I don't understand how a team that stacked with talent can fail so badly.
Because you want to know why?
I mean, they were also injured.
Because Frank Vogel.
They were also injured all the time.
Because Frank Vogel never had to hearsay for anything. He was just stooge. I just collected money. It's like Roger Goodell right now as commissioner in the NFL.
Honestly, that's every single coach that's played for
LeBron. No. This is the biggest stooge of a coach I've ever seen in my entire life. Just completely powerless. No voice, no impact, no control. Letting this
just sit there like, okay, I'm just
let the Maniacs run the asylum.
I'm just taking pit. I'm just here to fill out the coaching vacancy.
Yeah, that's all he was. He was nobody. He was just a stooge. And coaches should not feel like that in the professional league of the NBA. It shouldn't feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
It should not feel
the coach is the one that sets the players straight.
Exactly. And Vogel was not.
Honestly, players in LA, I feel like they can never be set straight.
No.
You're in a big market.
LA's the biggest.
Big city.
I don't see how people don't think
clubs, parties, gambles, everything.
Yeah.
You can never be set straight.
Yeah.
Thank COVID.
Yeah, COVID's a big issue. But anyway, but I think Phil Jackson is right though. Trade away LeBron James. Don't keep Russell Westbrook. Don't even waste your time.
Just rebuild the whole team at this point.
Yeah, rebuild the whole
team. You got your championships.
Yeah.
You had your star players. Go back to the rebuild phase.
Yeah. And if you want my honest opinion about LeBron James, where they should trade him to, I'll give you a team name right now. Trade him to the Washington Wizards. Trade him to Washington Wizards. What do you have to lose? At this point, they're not going to go anywhere.
And also, LeBron basically said once Bronny enters the league, if he enters the league, he will go where he is.
The way I look at it right now, I've heard he's getting worse. I don't think he's going to enter the league at all. He's going to end up in the G League.
I've seen some of Bronny's games.
I'm calling it right now. It's not that good.
Watch. LeBron was stupid team like, yo, if you sign my son, I'll sign with you.
He actually had a really great beginning. And he completely shit the bed.
Yeah. And the fact that he's getting offers from high-name schools and Bronny averages like what? Pretty sure like 5 points per game in high school.
Yeah, that's
some
pathetic.
Crap like that.
LeBron James.
He's still good. He's literally.
You know the sad thing is LeBron James averaged like 25 points in high school than this kid did. Let's be honest here. If you're averaging 25 more points in high school,
I mean, honestly,
and your son here,
for famous
heir apparent here, the next LeBron James, and you're only averaging 5 points right now.
What? I mean, also too. They said the same thing about Michael Jordan's sons, and they didn't do crap.
No.
Just because you're part of a famous family doesn't mean you're going to live up to the expectations.
There's only going to be one Michael Jordan, and there's going to be one LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Point right there. Done.
Yeah, best. Bronny can become like a decent role player.
But you want to know who's still the better of all time? You know who's still better? Michael Jordan's still better than LeBron. Period. End of story.
Well, we're not going to go into that debate.
Oh, yeah, we will.
We're not going into that debate right now.
We're not going to go into it right now.
But like, let's go into it like.
We'll do it on Tuesday.
No, we're gonna talk about the whole NFL schedule Tuesday.
Yeah, it's not gonna take us an hour to talk about the entire NFL.
Yes, it is. We're gonna go after every.
You do realize we're only gonna just list out the opponents. We're not gonna do wins and losses. We're not gonna. We're
gonna do wins and losses.
It's 4 months in advance.
I don't give a hog dookies.
Anyway, speaking of the NFL. Raiders wideout Bryan Edwards was traded yesterday from the Las Vegas Raiders to the Atlanta Falcons.
It's official.
That was official.
That Raiders 2020 was it 2020 or 2021 draft class
gone.
It's the worst ever.
Yeah, it's the worst ever, but it's gone basically.
Literally every single player is gone. Actually, no. Let me look it up real quick.
I love it how
I just want to bring up.
Anyway.
No, I just want to bring up like.
Pull my phone on my crotch.
No, I literally just want to just bring up how bad this draft class is.
Go right ahead. And why? I'll let you go on your rant. I gotta get myself a
drink.
There's
2021
so I'll be right back.
Draft picks.
So talk to the fans, Mike. I gotta go get myself a drink.
Yeah, like I've seen worse draft classes, worse draft years, but I've never seen a team that had all these draft picks, and I don't think a single one of them is on the roster. And these players were all drafted 2 years ago.
No, I know.
Let's look at the history. The first one, Henry Ruggs. He's in jail.
He's in jail. Period.
Henry Ruggs, he's in jail.
God.
He fucked up his whole career. No, literally, like before that incident happened.
It's just funny though.
Before that incident happened, he was like top 5 in receiving.
Yeah.
For like 4 or 5 weeks,
away.
and then he threw it away by going 200 miles per hour in a suburban area and killing a lady and a dog. So that right there is basically the definition of wasted potential. Then their other first one pick, Devon Arnett, was released last year.
Yep.
After the whole Snapchat gun incident.
That was crazy.
That was
pretty dumb.
like, bruh. That third round pick, Lynn Boyden Jr., he basically got traded after his rookie year. This dude's ugly as hell. He got tattoos on his face. Like, look at him. Like, bro.
That is what I'm going to do.
And he was actually pretty decent in college, too.
Yeah. Not decent in the looks department, but decent in his game, at least.
The dude who just talked about, Bryan Edwards.
Was he traded? Did they get like a 5th round pick back for him?
They traded him and a 7th round pick for a 5th round pick back.
Yeah, okay, that's what I figured. I couldn't remember. Was it a 7th pick?
Him and a 7th round pick.
That was a 6th round
for the 5th round pick. No, I'm pretty sure it was a 7th round pick.
Oh, okay.
Then their other 3rd round pick, linebacker Tanner Moose. He was gone after his rookie year too.
I was just gonna go on a Bryan Edwards
Let's see.
rant in the whole thing.
Guard
like,
John Simpson. I believe he's actually still on the roster, but he's guard. Actually, wait, hold up. Let me open the tab real quick.
Water.
John Simpson.
It's refreshing.
John Simpson.
Poland Springs.
Yeah, he's still on the Raiders, but I don't think he started a single game.
Yep.
Who else? Let's see. Cornerback. Why?
Sorry.
Cornerback Amik Robertson. I think he is on the team. Let me see. Amik Robertson. Let's see. He's still on the team, but he's trash.
Why? Okay.
Let's see. What else?
All right, you don't have to go in there. Okay.
No, shut up.
All right.
Shut up.
Mike,
yeah, that's the draft class. Okay. Literally the worst draft class ever. That you have 2 first round picks, and both of them are gone after 1 year.
There's no explaining it.
There's no I'm gonna go get that another water because, bro. Well, that is literally the worst draft class ever.
Well,
all their high end picks are gone.
I'm going to tell. We're going to probably get more.
Shut up, bitch. No.
All right. Speaking of the Raiders, at this
I've
point,
never seen anything that bad in my life. Like,
all right.
No.
Since you're gonna go on
Shut up.
Since you're gonna go on a rant about this, I'm gonna go on a rant about the Raiders organization. So, organization reportedly imploding.
They're trash.
Okay. Organization reportedly imploding for former employers.
Oh, I actually heard someone saying that the Raiders might move to St. Louis. No, like there's an article I read earlier. It was even like they're moving the Rams or the Raiders back to St. Louis.
To St. Louis.
Yeah. I was saying in reality, the Rams should have left. I mean, yeah,
they should have stayed in Las Vegas. They're gonna have a good market there. I don't know.
I mean, hey, the Rams.
Why are they gonna go to St. Louis? You mean go back to Oakland? You mean?
No, like it was like some article I saw. I totally forgot on Facebook.
Pull the article because I'm gonna read this article right here. We're gonna continue this Raiders. I can't believe we're actually gonna do a Raiders subject. This is crazy.
No, continue talking while I
after
look
a
up
mass exhaust of a former employee, the Las Vegas Raiders find themselves in hot water. Even after moving from Oakland to Las Vegas, the Raiders continue to be one of the most dysfunctional franchises in the NFL. Not even a year since John Gruden re-signed as head coach due to the email scandal.
Yeah, this is Sports Illustrated report. NFL considering moving the Raiders or Chargers to St. Louis.
By which year?
I'm not even joking.
No, I know, but what year are they planning for the move? They had a year plan and a big giant offseason meeting and all this other stuff that has to go into it. So
it doesn't say it, but it says they're planning. I'm saying in reality, the Chargers should have stayed in LA. No, I mean they should have stayed in San Diego.
Why? What's wrong with their franchise being in LA?
Wait, honestly, not gonna lie.
Point, I prefer the Chargers in Las Vegas more than LA, honestly. But anyway, let me continue reading the thing. So
honestly, the Chargers have been kind of better since they moved to LA. So
that's what I'm saying. They're actually better. I don't know why you wanted to move back to San Diego.
Kind of suck because they did do San Diego really dirty when they moved.
So did the Rams.
Say the Rams with St. Louis. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut up, bitch.
Anyway, this has anything to do with owner Mark Davis and the franchise may have acquainted business practices. This is more the full story here. This is according to the side. New York Times reported that the Las Vegas Raiders have been rocked by a mass exhaustion of the front office leaders, financial irregularities, and dire management blunders like overpaying taxes and underpaying certain employees for years. Ooh. So the latest concern for Vegas involves the departure of the former team president Dan Ventura, which I don't know if I mentioned on the show the other day. He did departure from the team, so he did step down. I think he stepped down last week. Anyway, much has been made about Mark Davis creating a hostile work environment. The other components to expose put together by the New York Times include quirky finances, whether that is overpaying taxes or not paying employees enough money. The rampant use of settlements and non-disclosure agreements when a former employee is let go and a lack of institutional control. Here's my take on the whole thing. For an organization to underpay their staff, not show any respect to the people who do a lot of work.
It's just disrespectful.
It's absolutely disrespectful, and it's absolute freaking greed.
Mm-hmm.
When you got an owner like Mark Davis who is greedy, this is a franchise who hasn't won a championship in 50 freaking years.
Mm-hmm.
You are that so freaking selfish that you're not going to even pay your employees at this point who work their asses off for you, underpay them, basically overpaying your taxes just so you won't even have to pay your employees. I just think to myself, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
Why even pay your taxes off if you're not going to pay your employees? What good is that going to do? What, you're gonna pay your employees and not pay the taxes off and make them take money out of their taxes? You don't have to pay the taxes? Oh, that helps. That makes a lot of sense. But in my opinion here on this whole thing about the Las Vegas Raiders, what a dumb franchise.
For real.
And now at this point, you're not even in a full, well, actually I should say now you're in a full 2-year mode now in Las Vegas, but now you want to move to St. Louis? Talk about a real swift kick right in the balls. Right? To all the people who in Las Vegas who finally have got a football team.
In reality, no one even wanted him to move in the.
Nobody wanted to move in the first place, right? The dirt bike, don't worry about it. Or a car, I don't even know.
Who cares?
Anyway,
it should have never moved.
They should have moved in the first place, but the venue they got was perfect.
Yeah, the stadium's amazing.
At least they made up for it.
The stadium's amazing.
If it was a dumpy stadium, I'd say, what the hell are you thinking? If you're playing in the middle of the desert. With no dome, no nightclub, no strip club. What the hell were you thinking? What was the point? Why move to Las Vegas and basically play on the Grand Canyon? If that was what your plan was all along, which it wasn't, thank God, with the there. But as far as the ownership goes and the team president stepping down, that didn't surprise me. I knew more to the story for him to step down there. The fact that I was able to post that feed on my Facebook story. Don't follow me on Facebook. Go ahead. Mostly news feed and stuff like that. Anyway, but yeah, this to me is an absolute disastrous news
franchise
for a franchise to do. For them to do this to their player, and really for them to be exposed. What a fraud franchise! I was going to go to Las Vegas this year and watch the Patriots Raiders game. Now I might not even want to go now. After hearing this news, why would I want to support a franchise who doesn't pay their staff?
No, so it doesn't
underpays them. And I don't even think. And
not going there to support the Raiders.
Honestly, here's my opinion. I don't even think they even pay their taxes. I think they're full of crap when they say that. How do you overpay for your taxes but not pay your employees? I would understand if you overpay the employees by mistake and not pay your taxes. I get that. But I love how they had to put in there that they actually pay the taxes. I don't think they do. And they're critical in Las Vegas about paying your taxes. Believe me, they are critical. If you don't pay your taxes in Las Vegas, you're screwed. You're done. You'll go bankrupt real quick. I mean, that's a state that don't play around when it comes to financial or anything financial.
Facts.
Period. But what a disgusting thing for the Raiders. And by the way, the Patriots, by the way, well, I mean, I'm going to do this away right now. We'll be playing in Las Vegas this year, December 18th, in Las Vegas. So in 7 months, will I change my mind? I don't know. Will I want to go to Las Vegas after hearing this news? I don't know. And I've been there 15 times.
We're not going to support the Raiders. We're going to support the Patriots because we're Patriots fans. I don't give a crap about the Raiders.
No, I know. But anybody out there that wants to travel there will go to their stadium. I'm not basing it on supporting the Raiders.
I'll say, would they? I'll go to Las Vegas. I'll go for the clubs. I'll go party.
Yeah, that's true too.
Travel the city.
I want to go see Notre Dame and BYU though. It's too bad I can't see that game now. That game's completely sold out.
Break into the stadium.
Yeah, with their high security there, you kidding me?
Get a job. Get a job as one of the security guards and just break in.
Why,
that really hurt.
Why
I hit my elbow.
Wait a minute. Why would I need a job there to break in there? Doesn't even make any sense. I'm gonna break into a place I work at. That makes perfect sense, Mike.
It actually does when you think about it.
No,
See,
shut up. Just stop talking.
See, when you go in there after hours, you got a key to
enough.
Open that place.
All right, moving on.
Break in legally.
Enough about the Raiders. Javris Landry has signed a deal with the New Orleans Saints, got a 1-year deal. I don't know how much the deal is worth. I don't know it's for 1 year.
Probably relatively cheap.
It's a relatively cheap deal.
I'm gonna look it up.
I look at it like this: you're reuniting with Tyrann Mathieu. The Saints aren't going to be good. They're going to be a legit team to watch in 2022. If Winston's still the quarterback, great. If they somehow get Jimmy Garoppolo in a trade, great. I think that's still in the cards. I think at this point, as far as quarterbacks are concerned, I don't think Winston's secured yet in this job. I just don't think he is. I don't think realistically he's even secure, period, at this point.
Also, this is a make it or break it year for James Winston.
I think so. But at the same time, I kind of look at it like
as
I think Garoppolo will probably end up getting traded there somehow. I think Winston will probably end up being his backup here. And worst comes to worst, if Garoppolo somehow gets injured, you still got another quarterback. That's how you got to look at it. Or the Giants get him in a trade. That could happen too. Because I think the Giants and the Saints right now are out in the open right now for getting a quarterback because Daniel Jones is not getting his 5th-year option.
This is basically Daniel Jones make it or break it year.
Yeah.
And he's going to break it.
He's going to break it. He's going to completely shit the bed here.
And then next year, the Giants will probably draft Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud.
I don't think it'll be as bad as a tanking year. I got to be honest. I think because of what they have on defense, it's actually going to help out for what it's worth.
So you think they'll be in the run to win?
Let me put it to you like this.
First of all, the division's complete trash.
They're not going to have the number 1 pick. They're not, and I don't think Stroud's going to fall down a pick or two in this thing. He's either going to get picked early or get picked between like 8 and 10.
Apparently, there's supposed to be like 5 QBs drafted next year.
That's what I'm looking at, but most of them are going to be first rounders.
Look at them.
Right, but what I'm saying is most of them are not going to be first rounders, and I look at it like this.
So no matter what happens, C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young are the top 2 favorite QBs.
They are, and I think realistically the
there's some dude named Levis from Kentucky, but I haven't seen much.
The top 2 worst teams will get them though. The Giants won't be one of them. The Commanders might be one of them.
The Bears?
No, Commanders might be one of them. Not the Bears, the Commanders.
The Commanders,
yeah. The Commanders might be one of them. The Panthers might be one of them. Let's see.
I won't say the Jaguars, but I feel they're going.
No, the Jaguars.
They're going to try the best that they can to build around Trevor Lawrence, which they definitely should.
I say maybe Houston might be one of them.
Houston?
Yeah, Houston might be one of them as well. But yeah, Javris Landry, now a Saint, is official. I think it'll work out. He's reuniting with Tyrann Mathieu.
He's going to be number 3.
The only way to make this complete is if they somehow sign Odell Beckham Jr. That's the only way you can complete this. All 3 guys went to LSU. Think about it that way. Odell went there. Javris Landry went there. Tyrann went there. Get our reunited in Louisiana. Why not? Pull the trigger.
No, I feel like Odell's going to go somewhere where he could try and be a number 1 again. But honestly, there's no.
Yeah, but I think Odell could be number 1 and Jarvis could be number 2. I don't think Jarvis is really.
Honestly, the only team where you can legitimately try and be a number 1 again is maybe the Bears. Because look at their receiving core. It's complete trash.
It's not going to work with Fields, though. It's not going to work with Fields.
I mean,
Fields does not have a strong enough arm, in my opinion.
it can still help him out because Fields is young.
Yeah.
His arm could go middle of the time.
You're looking at a guy who's just.
Or the Falcons?
No. Because honestly, the Falcons, again,
other than their rookie Drake London, who else do they got?
Bryan Edwards.
He's trash.
He'll get better.
He's trash.
He's decent.
He's trash.
He's average at best.
He's below average at best.
Okay, you're hurting my boy's feelings.
I'm gonna look up his stats.
Anyway,
that's racist. Man.
So moving on, Earl Thomas got arrested finally. He's been convicted of his charges. I don't have the charges in front of me of what he was convicted for, but he has been arrested. So if you want Earl Thomas, actually, I might as well just look it up right now to see what he got arrested for. This is
violent, some shit. I don't remember.
You don't remember. Violent some shit. I don't remember. Actually, I may actually have it right here in my YouTube subscription here.
That's terrible.
Do I have it? Let's see.
Bryan Edwards. Oh, it's Brian. I thought it was Byron.
Byron. Byron. Sorry, I'm not gonna play the video, obviously. But
do not play the video.
Anyway, former Seahawks has been got arrested in Texas after a felony warrant.
Oh, Bryan Edwards actually had a decent
year.
Safety. Ready for
formerly played for the Baltimore Ravens, Seattle Seahawks. Is now playing for the Texas Jailbirds. Because that's what he is now.
Lovely.
He's a jailbird.
That's actually a really great team, the Texas Jailbirds. Top of the division last year.
Anyway, so yes, Earl Thomas has been arrested. We got some Pacman Joe news. We guys should probably get into right now. You might as well get into it.
No.
Might as well get into the Pacman Jones news.
Mm-hmm.
This is according to a news article that Pacman Jones believes that Colin Kaepernick wants to play, but partly agrees with Antonio Brown's criticism. This is the article here on Pro Football Sports.
Oh yeah, what did AB say? He said like he wants to play, but he just wants attention.
You know, he wanted attention. He wasn't born in the streets. He's a rich prodigy boy. Blah blah blah. Basically stuff like that.
Which is
100% true. So the fact that Colin Kaepernick acts like he's a victim of racism and he's got a poor family, complete false narrative, absolute bullshit.
No matter what, he's rich. No matter what.
Exactly. Everybody's rich out there when they play in the NFL. That's just the way it is. So this is what we said here. When former NFL
again, some people are dumb and they like to blow for their money.
love how they put this article.
I don't think Colin Kaepernick has blown for his money.
No. He
has a lot of investments. He still has like the endorsements that he still gets.
I think he just wants attention. That's all it is. It's not really about the money then. It's about attention. This is what the article says here. When former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick sat down for an interview with the I Am Elite Athlete podcast, the former NFL quarterback Pacman Jones was one of the former players who questioned Kaepernick. Now Jones is joining former NFL wide receiver Antonio Brown in questioning whether Kaepernick is doing enough to put his causes in action. He said this, quote, as far as the community part, I think AB is right. Jones said via TMZ.com. We haven't heard anything that Cap did for the community or given back to the community after the selling with the NFL. That is part of the question. I do think AB is right. All right. If you haven't seen, this is a video.
Well, first time in a while, I think many people
agree
with AB.
Here's my opinion about this whole thing. AB is right on this 100%.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell has Colin Kaepernick done for the community? I want to know.
Never heard about any charities or
no charities, no change in the national anthem, no woke stuff. And these are people who look up to the woke community. I'm sorry, but the woke and the cancel culture bullshit, they all bow down to this guy like he's Jesus, like he's the next LeBron James, like he accomplished it all. I look at it like this. LeBron James, as controversial as he is, as a guy who's a believer in China, and he's kissing ass with China, and China's kissing his ass too with the NBA. As controversial as that is, Colin Kaepernick has done absolutely freaking nothing besides basically make a spectacle of himself. And honestly, completely being a bipolar human being. I'm sorry, calling the NFL slave owners, but yet wants to play in the NFL. He wants to go do the tryouts. He blows up tryouts with the owners and basically leaves after his tryouts with nobody around, just a camera crew and his friends. And then when the NFL people show up, he leaves. So really, if a guy really wanted to try out for the NFL, why would
he would actually try?
Why would the NFL even believe you? Why would they go out of your way to believe you if you were basically, using it along for your own for your own propaganda here? I don't know if Kaepernick even wants to play football. If you want my honest opinion, you know what Kaepernick wants to do? He wants to be relevant. He wants to be the voice of the voiceless. He might as well be the guy right now that wants to take Tom Brady's job at this point at Fox Sports. I bet you that's next. How much you want to bet we're going to hear in the next couple of weeks from now? Oh, Tom Brady stole my job. I wanted a 10-year, $400 million deal to be a broadcaster. You want to know why Tom Brady got the job? Because he's Tom freaking Brady.
Mm-hmm.
He went to 10 Super Bowls. How many Super Bowls did you go to? Oh, just a one? Oh, that's right. And you choked in that one too? You know you had a chance to come back and you were down by 20-plus points in that game and you still freaking lost? Please. I don't want to hear it. You basically forced Jim Harbaugh out to go back to Michigan. You had the other coach basically creating hate crime problems for you, supposedly, when in reality, you just sucked at quarterback and you lost your job to Blaine Gabbert. You know it's bad.
When you lose your job to Blaine Gabbert.
It's not the only reason you didn't get a job in the NFL again wasn't because of the whole kneeling down thing. They probably let that whole thing go this way because if they didn't, well, they wouldn't fire Roger Goodell. You wonder why you lost your job? Really, because you lost your job because of Blaine Gabbert. Blaine Gabbert took your damn
Blaine
job.
Gabbert.
You talk about the biggest hoopla in your whole story here. You want to know why there's a cancel culture in this whole thing? Because Colin Kaepernick created the cancel culture. He might as well be the cancel culture king. You want to know why? Because you lost your job to Blaine Gabbert. That's why.
Blaine
You
Gabbert,
lost your-
the
yeah.
GOAT.
You
Blaine
lost
Gabbert's
your,
the GOAT.
you lost your job to a quarterback for the most wins he ever had in his career was 2. 2 wins.
He
as
lost
starter.
a job
2 wins. And by the way, in the games that he
to
did,
a
that he did
Jacksonville
play to
QB.
replace your ass, he lost. He's never won a game in his career in San Francisco. He's only won 2 games in the NFL, and that came back in 2012. 2012!
And he was with the Jaguars.
10 years ago. With a Jacksonville Jaguar team that still had Maurice Jones-Drew around and freaking David Garrard. You think David Garrard cared when he lost his job to Blaine Gabbert? No, because he was getting ready to retire. That's the difference.
And Blaine Gabbert was a high draft pick, too.
And thank you. He was out of Missouri. So if you want my honest opinion of Colin Kaepernick, you lost to a job to a Southern. Howdy, y'all. You lost your job to Blaine Gabbert. You created the cancel culture because you lost your job to a white guy.
Actually, the most
Where's
wins
it,
he
the
had in a season.
1950s now at this
The
point?
most wins he had in a season was
And I
4.
love it how he wants to act like he's such a poor human being. Oh, poor me. You played in the NFL. You played in the National Football League, the number 1 popular sport in America. Poor me. I'm glad AB and Pacman Jones called you out. Screw you. And screw your stupid children's book, too. You want to do cancel culture now? We want to poison our children's minds? What's wrong with you? You're sick. I think you've lost your mind if you think the whole world's against you. Doing the I Am an Athlete podcast, doing an interview with them several weeks ago, say how you want a job in the league. Here's my question: where was this attitude when the NFL owners and the scouting report guys and the combine guys, they all showed up for your little tryout in some high school arena football area, but when it came time to show your grand talent, oh, you left. And then you participate in a spring football game for whatever reason in Michigan. By the way, you're a Kansas State college graduate, I believe. I'm not even sure if you even graduated freaking college half the time. I don't think you did. But you want to know who graduated college? James Winston. I think he's smarter than you, and he's done stupid things in college.
Facts.
I think I'm smarter than you, and I've done some stupid things in college.
Same here.
You want to know something? LeBron James has done smarter things as a smart human being.
He never went to college.
You went to college, and what do you get out of it? You got Jack Nata. You knelt down for the national anthem because you lost your job to supposedly a racist coach who's not even racist, by the way, and to Blaine Gabbert. You lost your job to Blaine Gabbert. And then when you wanted your job back, you decide, I'm going to kneel down for the national anthem. I'm going to protest about police brutality against black people. When really, let's be honest, they target everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But the attitudes are different. You want to know why? Because you don't know what cop you're going to get. You're going to get a racist cop. You're going to get a dumb young buck cop who's a punk-ass little bitch. You're going to get a crazed cop who wants his quota and needs his money, and he only makes $50,000 a year. And that's with paying with taxes. Could you imagine them not paying taxes? How much money they would be making? Think about that for a minute. They make an average between $25,000 to $50,000. You make more money than cops do. You make more money than most NFL quarterbacks would have ever dreamed of making. And you have the gall to say that you want to try out for the NFL, and yet 2 weeks later, before that, you want to say the NFL are slave owners. You want to say the NFL is racist. Screw you. And your stupid book. You're a fraud. Your first book was a fraud, and your second book was a fraud. You're a fraud. You created cancel culture because you didn't get the fact you lost your job to Blaine Gabbert. What are you, trying to be Rosa Parks now in the NFL? You trying to become Oprah Winfrey? With all the books she wrote, probably? We trying to be Whoopi Goldberg? Come on, let's think about this for a minute, Colin. Let's think about this for a minute, Colin. And Adam Pacman Jones, look, he's got a crazy track record. So does AB. But they're actually a lot smarter than you, buddy. A lot smarter than you. And you want to know something? Even if they don't have a job right now in the NFL, they're still making money. They're not complaining.
Mm-hmm.
You're the only ones complaining. You want to know why? Because you didn't get any money from cancel culture, right? You didn't make your money. You made your money from your fundraisers. Did you get any NFT? Did you create a cancel culture NFT? Did you even make money from the book that you've made so far? How's your book sales going, by the way? How are they going? Are they going great right now? Are you swimming in book sales? Are you getting your shit through Audible? Are you promoting your books on TV commercials? I haven't seen one TV commercial about your damn book. So take your damn children's book, take all that, and shove it up your ass. Shove it up your damn ass. You fraud. You're freaking fraud. I'm done with my freaking rant. Let me drink my damn water. Because we got one more subject to talk about. That's it for the show.
Yeah.
There's another rant coming up actually. Just
Lord. Entertainment, folks.
All right. Anyway, one more thing. NFL related. So Bill Belichick went on record the other day talking about how Matt Patricia and Joe Judge are going to fight to get the play calling this year for the offense side of things. So it's going to be like the American Idol story thing right now at this point. So right now, we've gone from the Patriot way to American Idol 2.0 NFL style. With now Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, who, by the way, have just gotten fired from their jobs. He got Joe Judge fired from the Giants and Matt Patricia fired from the Lions. Want to know why? Because one couldn't keep his hand out of his pants and the other one had an anger management problem. So we're now gonna have Mac Jones rely on Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, who couldn't survive 2 years coaching in the NFL. Fantastic. Great.
Honestly, every single other side coach from the Patriots hasn't made an NFL. Remember that time Josh McDaniels coached the Broncos?
Yeah, but you want to know what the difference was? You had no star-faced franchise quarterback. You had a quarterback that was already gone at that point. And you
but remember, he did draft Tim Tebow.
The second year that he got, yeah. But you want to know?
And he also had Kyle Orton.
But you want to know what the problem was? He already lost the team at that point before that season started with that draft pick. Was it a dumb draft pick? I don't think so. They won the division title the next year.
But now it wasn't on Tim Tebow.
It kind of was.
By sheer luck. How many times did Tim Tebow throw for like over 300 yards? Once, and that was fluke.
That was probably a playoff game, right?
There was a game. I remember. I think it was a game against the Chiefs. Tim Tebow only completed 2 out of 20 passes.
Yeah,
and they somehow won that game.
I know. Isn't that crazy? But anyway, go back to the point right now about Matt Patricia and Joe Judge. You want to know how sick this sounds? This is a game to Bill Belichick now. Now they got to play the game of called "Let Me Kiss Your Ass, Bill." This might as well be the game show. This is a tryout competition now. This point, a competition to call plays. First of all, Matt Patricia is a good defensive-minded person. He's not well equipped for the offense, and Joe Judge can't run a freaking high school little league baseball game. Never mind a professional football coordinatorship for the Patriots, for a dynasty team in Boston sports. This guy couldn't even handle the New York media. Never mind the Boston media. He couldn't handle Jason Garrett being around him. He got him freaking fired. And Matt Patricia, for whatever reason, couldn't stop being a pervert in Detroit. So how is this going to work? Can someone explain to me how is this going to work? How on earth this is going to work for the Patriots in the year? Mike, do you have an answer? No, you don't have an answer. Of course
no idea.
Nobody has a freaking answer. You want to know what the answer is? If they miss the playoffs this year, Bill should be let go. Matt Patricia should be let go. Joe Judge should be let go. And you want to know what he should do? He should try out for a broadcasting gig for the New York Giants radio station. You know what Matt Patricia should do? He should be a freaking a science teacher for 6th graders. That's what Matt Patricia should do. Matt Patricia. But anyway, you want to know how stupid that sounds? That this is going to turn into a competition now at this point? How pathetic. How is Mac Jones going to develop with these guys and calling the plays? And how is Bailey Zepp, the backup quarterback, going to learn anything from this? You got the future of the NFL, Bailey Zepp right now, who broke Joe Burrow's record, sitting right now behind Mac Jones and an offensive system that's basically never.
Time out. You just call Bailey Zepp the future in the NFL? Oh, crack, dude.
Possible future of the NFL. Possible. It could happen.
So basically, any QB can be the future face of the NFL.
I'm saying right now, if that guy broke Joe, if that kid gets a chance,
listen, do you know how many college QBs broke records? Never got a chance in the NFL?
You got a point there.
Yeah.
I'm saying this kid's got to make major change.
I'm thinking one that comes to mind. Timmy Chang from Hawaii.
Who?
Timmy. It was Timmy Chang or Timmy Chung.
Timmy Chung?
I'm going to look him up. He said a bunch of college records.
Chimichanga? Well, here's the thing, though. Who did he play for? Hawaii?
Yeah.
There you go.
He said a bunch of college records. Didn't get a single shot in the NFL.
Hawaii is not known for star talent quarterbacks. They're not. They're not.
They're really not, to be honest.
I mean, Western Kentucky, I would say, is more valuable than freaking Hawaii is. But you want to know the differences? Zepp right now, who could possibly be the future, be the future of his NFL league. Probably the best backup right now in the NFL, let's be honest, besides Malik Willis. Malik Willis.
They're both,
and that's even if...
How are you saying they're the best? They haven't played yet. They're unproven.
The best right now, in my mind.
The best backup in the NFL right now, I say, is probably Teddy Bridgewater on the Dolphins.
What? Teddy Bridgewater?
Yes. He's probably the best backup in the NFL right now.
All right. That's played right now.
I'm talking
about possible future
rookies.
I'm talking about rookies. I'm not talking about veteran quarterbacks that are already in this league. And Teddy Bridgewater, look, he's nothing more than a glorified choker. Never mind great backup quarterback. He's a glorified choker. And the only reason we're going to say he's a great backup story, because you want to know why? Because the Saints defense won him all those freaking games. That's why.
I mean, his knee rehab story.
Oh, great rehab. Oh, whoop-de-doo. You know how many people had a great... What about Tom Brady? Didn't he have a torn ACL? Oh, didn't he play a torn MCL for the last 2 years in the NFL and won a Super Bowl? Didn't that just happen?
True.
Okay, I rest my case.
Tom Brady isn't a... We're talking about backup QBs.
Okay, and Teddy Bridgewater, what was...
Tom Brady's not a backup.
I know. He
started
his career as a backup, though, didn't he?
Yes. Most QBs start their careers as backups.
Yeah, so it's Bailey Zepp. He's got a bright future. He's got a chance. If I'm wrong here, I'm wrong.
If so, it's not with the Patriots.
If he ends up sucking anywhere else and becomes the worst quarterback of all time, the worst QB ever, I will go on this show and say that I'm wrong. And I will never have an opinion again about backup quarterbacks. Never. If he ends up being the worst quarterback out of this draft, bust. 4th round bust. Like Jared Stidham.
Honestly, 4th round picks wouldn't count as bust. Only 2nd and 1st round picks that count as bust.
Well, there's a lot of 4th round busters too. And there's a lot of guys.
4th round busters even bust.
And there's a lot of 6th rounds who don't get played in the NFL. If you ask me, every round kind of does count here because it's
every round does count.
If you don't get a chance to make it,
but there's like certain values in draft picks.
No, I know.
1st and 2nd round picks, they expect you to be serviceable. 1st round picks, they expect you to be great. 2nd rounds, serviceable. 2nd and 3rd rounds, serviceable. 4th rounds, maybe. 5th to 7th rounds, you gotta prove yourself.
Yeah.
Undrafted, you really gotta prove yourself.
Exactly. There's a lot, and it's rare that undrafted ever works sometimes.
True.
It's rare. But this kid right here, Bailey Zepp, right now, could possibly be the future. And right now, I've already said this in my Bleacher Report thing. If you haven't followed my post, I posted in my.
I'm gonna look up all.
Bailey Zepp right now.
Wait, he passed the passing record, right? I believe
the touchdown record. Go Burrow. Yep.
I'm gonna look up all. I'm gonna look up all passing college.
But here's my opinion.
I'm gonna look at every single top QB on that list.
You know, I thought of Jimmy Chunga just now when he said it. I remember his records at this point. He never really had a strong arm. He never really did. And he had probably what 4 or 5 deep passing plays. You know how many guys have deep passing plays today in today's game? A lot. Jimmy Chunga, or whatever his freaking name is, didn't have a lot of that.
Let's look at wait, what division was Kentucky? Division.
I thought that was Division 1 or 2.
It's not.
Or 3. It's not 3.
I'm gonna look up the top 10 QBs from Division 1. In terms of passing yards, well, it only shows passing yards for this one. Number 1, Case Keenum.
I'm talking about for 2021, 2022.
No, talk about career.
Oh, you know, for
one season doesn't mean crap.
So all time. Okay.
So number 1, Case Keenum. He has had a solid NFL career as an undrafted guy.
Well, I'm not saying Zev has done this for 4 straight years of it. I'm just saying for 1 year of it to go out with a bang which is what Burrow pretty much did with LSU. It's not like Burrow was like top notch the year before.
There's so many QBs that have. Oh, okay, let's look at
And look, realistically, if I'm wrong about Zep, I'm wrong about Zep. But my opinion is, for a guy like that that's fallen in the fourth round to sin, and for the fact right now that he's going to have to learn behind Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, who, by the way, can't even run a freaking candy store, never mind an NFL team, coordinatorship wise, with no power. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to work.
I'm trying to find a list. Bailey Zappi.
Bailey Zappi right now.
Trying to look up top 10. He broke the passing yards record or touchdown record?
Both, I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he broke both.
College passing records.
I think Zeppi's going to, if Zeppi's not still on the team in 2 years and not trade, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked.
Passing records.
Because right now, the kid's got something to prove. Fourth rounder. He's got something to prove, in my opinion.
Bro, every draft pick has something to prove.
But this kid does, because he took a really major dip. He was projected as a mid-second round pick, according to some people. Not a lot of NFL sites had it that way, but a lot of people.
Honestly, most of the QBs in the draft were projected like, hey, 1 or 2 at one point.
Yeah.
And then most of them just fell off.
Yeah. No reason for it. A lot of controversy behind that draft. I think the draft, honestly, was kind of stupid this year.
And really, Bailey Zappi could have been a first-round pick, but he played at a lower-ranked school.
Yeah, but I would understand it was a Division II to Division III. And think about it.
I'm trying to look up.
Didn't Carson Wentz play for South Dakota State? And where did he get drafted at exactly? What division was that South Dakota State in?
Is that like D2 or D3?
Yeah. And Carson Wentz was what?
Well, it's 2 Carson. Another thing about like
did Carson Wentz break a record at all in college?
No, but the thing is too, like
wise.
Scouts look at big QBs all the time. Carson Wentz is a big QB.
Isn't Zepp a big quarterback too?
He's like 6'3", 210.
What's Carson Wentz?
No, Zepp is 6'1", 220. Carson Wentz, I believe he's 6'5", 230.
Carson Wentz is not 6'5". No way.
I'm gonna look it up. Carson Wentz. Yeah, he's 6'5".
Anyway, I just look at it like this.
So
if
the bigger they are, I guess they think the more sturdy they'll be.
Yeah, but Zepp's pretty big too.
He's 6'1", 200.
Okay. He's still got a hell of an arm. How big is Mahomes?
6'5", 230.
Mahomes is 6'5"?
Yes. I think I'm playing.
Mahomes is not 6'5". Isn't Mahomes 6'5"?
Patrick Mahomes.
I thought Mahomes was 6'3", 200, 210.
Hey, he's 6'3".
That's what I figured.
6'3".
I didn't think it was 6'5". I didn't think it was the same height as Carson Wentz.
6'3", 230, basically.
Wow.
So, like, yeah, that big.
Yeah.
Zeppe is not big. Unless he becomes like Kyler Murray or some crap.
Yeah, he'll have growth spurt in about a year or two.
He's 23 years old.
That's why I said a year or two.
He's past the age of a growth spurt.
I don't think so. Not yet, anyway. Anyway, we got more alert right now. I was talking about the Red Sox. They were starting to.
You know what else is weird?
What? What's weird about it?
I think that's the only season Bailey Zappi played in college. It only shows that. College stats. 1 year.
Even more the reason why he should be drafted higher. Anyway.
But literally only 1 year. Like, that's it. Nothing else.
The Red Sox were doing good last night.
That's racist. Wait.
Anyway, the Red Sox were doing good last night. I mentioned earlier they're starting to cook right now. They only won 1 game so far. Right now, they're currently winning. They're kicking the Texas Rangers' ass right now. They won last night. I believe it was 7-1 last night. They're winning right now 9-1. They're in the 7th inning. So much for people doubting the Red Sox right now. Although I'm still doubting them because after they play the Texas Rangers, they got to go back home to face the Houston Astros. So, I mean, they're cooking right now in this series against the Texas Ranger team. And kind of ironic how Trevor Story is, the same guy that wanted to play for this team supposedly. But anyway. He wanted to play for the Texas Rangers, but he fired his agent because he went to the Red Sox instead. So, kind of ironic, huh? Kind of ironic how the Red Sox are now kicking their asses now at this point. Although I think that whole thing is true about him wanting to play for the Rangers, and it is true. But so far tonight and Trevor Story right now is 0-3 tonight so far in this series. Rich Hill right now on the mound, 6 innings, 4 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 4 strikeouts. So far for the other games, let's get the other games going right now. Then we'll head out on that note. Cubs Diamondbacks are tied at 1-1. They're in the 5th. Cardinals beat the Giants today 4-0. Marlins beat the Brewers 9-3, or they're beating them right now 9-3 to the 8th. Bottom of the 8th inning with 1 out. Pirates beat the Cincinnati Reds, the worst team in baseball. Well, they just went to the final. Now it's 3-1. The Washington Nationals beat the Houston Nationals 9-4. Guardians tied the Twins 1-1 in the 7th. The White Sox beat the Yankees 2-0 in the 7th. Mets beating the Mariners right now 1-0. They are threatening with 2 men out with nobody out in the bottom of the 3rd. Rockies beating the Kansas City Royals 7-3. They're in the 4th inning. Braves beat the Padres today 6-5. By the way, Robinson Cano is now a San Diego Padres, so congrats to him. Good for him. He'll be a bench player. Athletics and Angels were in a doubleheader. They had to play as of yesterday. The Athletics won 4-3. Tigers beat the Orioles 3-0. Blue Jays beat the Rays 5-1. And Game 2 of the Angels and Athletics are on later on at 9:40, well, about 7 minutes. And the Phillies beat the Dodgers right now. The Phillies are not beating the Dodgers. They're actually playing at 10-10. They actually, I don't even know if they won last night. Let's go to the Friday scores. Let me just double check on that for a second. Yeah, the Phillies actually won last night, 12-10 last night. So they beat the Dodgers last night. Impressively enough there. We'll go into finals in the other games. It just seems kind of stupid. We're going to say the finals for what happened last night. It's kind of dumb. Anyway, so yeah, Zeppe, bright future. Colin Kaepernick, your future blows. So does your book sales. No one wants to buy your damn book. Screw your cancel culture. If I'm being racist, I'm not sorry. That's not me being racist. That's just me spitting out facts.
What?
Anyway, so what else am I going to say? Oh, yeah, Tom Brady, congrats on Fox Sports. I'll see you very, very soon. I'm planning on going to a Kansas City Tampa Bay football game this year. Planning for that October 2nd. We're going to release the NFL schedules on Tuesday, even though they were released on Thursday. I thought we could get into it today, but it's going to be too long of a show, and we got to run.
Yep.
Bruins, fire your coach. Hire Barry Trotz.
Hire me.
And for a general manager, I would say hire
me.
No. You know who you hire?
This bottle.
You know who you hire?
This water bottle.
You know who you hire?
Me.
You hire Bobby Orr as your general manager.
No.
Hockey legend.
No.
Either that or Wayne Gretzky. You want to know? That's my hot take right there. Hire Wayne Gretzky. Rest my case.
Shut up.
All the other game 7s, good luck. Good luck tomorrow, Boston Celtics. Good luck tomorrow, Dallas Stars. Calgary Flames, good luck. Good luck, Maverick Suns. Good luck, everyone.
Yeah.
See you all Tuesday. You know the social media stuff. It's below the bottom of the page. You like the video, hit the like button. Want to subscribe, hit subscribe. Do what you got to do. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm Joe Olivo, Michael Smith. Goodbye.
Yeah.